Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Noisy Neighbours podcast. We're talking about Hugo Ekitike to Manchester United. This is a rumour that's been doing the rounds on social media. United apparently interested in the 22-year-old striker from the Bundesliga. And we're here to talk about it. We want to talk about the potential fee, the potential fit. Is he an upgrade on what we've got? Is it another risk signing a 22-year-old from a slightly lesser league, a la Rasmus Højlund, which has flopped massively? All coming up in a second. Let's get it, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Here we are. We're talking about Hugo Ekitike, Christian. Obviously, Man United need a striker. This is not the first episode we've done on a potential replacement. It's Ekitike's turn now to have his name thrown in the hat. We haven't got major reports of this from any tier ones, but there's reasonable rumours that United are sounding out Frankfurt at the very least on this. Obviously, Ekitike has been linked to Chelsea and Arsenal and Liverpool and whoever else needs a striker.
He's getting his name in the hat for everyone, isn't he? I mean, Alex, I just wanted to come to you first on this. I've got quite a lot of things to say on it, but I wanted your point of view.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to... Look, I mean, we did a Gyokeres episode last week, and we had some comments on that, and people seem to be thinking that Gyokeres isn't the guy. Which is fair enough. I don't know either way. Now Ekitike seems to be, it's his turn this week, so I'm interested to see what people think about that. I think that because of the Højlund signing, it would be madness to go and do the same again. Albeit he does in my opinion look like he's got better fundamentals. I will give him that. And his stats are better than Højlund's. Simple as that. You don't want to, drum it down to that. But they are pretty healthy. But it is another potential, and this is it. Again, top dollar is 80 million. They're talking. We don't have concrete.
Is that the fee?
We don't have concrete information of that, but it's going to be because you said it. An agent of a reasonably good young player, not even good. Just go and get yourself 12 league goals and I'll get you a move for 70 mil. And is that what this is again? Look, let's not pretend we all sat down and watched 38 games of Frankfurt last season. Nobody did. Now, I've watched some Ekitike content on YouTube. And I think he's got a pretty good feel for the position as a 9. I don't think... So the Højlund issue is that what he actually shown at Atalanta was he can run fast in a straight line and shoot hard with his left foot. That was it. There was nothing else. We saw no solo work. We didn't see great link-up. He's awful in the air. His assist numbers have been shocking his whole career, so he doesn't really find stuff for teammates either. It was just madness. Atalanta just somehow got a massive fee for Højlund, and look, United have paid the price. We did Højlund last week on the Gyokeres episode. Now, I think people are obsessed with... It's almost like because the striker market's not that great, people are just obsessed with trying to sign someone with a quote-unquote high ceiling. But it's like, but how much potential is there? Because it's like people just want to go for the unknown because the known isn't doing much for them. So
how
the known is
Gyokeres.
Yeah, so people are like, well, I don't want to go for Gyokeres because he's the known striker, a bit boring. He's from the Portuguese league. Let's go for Ekitike. He's a bit of an unknown. We don't know. He's not the finished article. There's a player in there. All the buzzwords and shit are coming out about him. And it's the same thing with Højlund. And you know what's really interesting? Obviously, I'm going to get your take on this as well. But before you go, we spoke last week that on the Rio Ferdinand comments on Garnacho that really fucked me off. If anybody wants to go and check them, go and watch the episode where he talks about Garnacho, where he's going, he's 20 years old, he's only going to get better and better and better. And obviously, I completely disagree with that. It's not factual that 20-year-olds get better forever. It's been proven time and time again, and I believe Garnacho will back that up. I don't think he's going to improve and he's certainly not going to improve every year till he's 28. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ekitike is going to be getting similar sort of comments where it's like, it's 80 million, but he's 22. Yeah, but is he good? And is he going to get good? Because 22 years old means nothing if they don't go on to improve. So I looked at Rio Ferdinand's comments on Gyokeres last week. He said he's not the guy for United, is what Rio Ferdinand said. So to be honest, straight away, I'm just thinking, well, go and sign him then. If it's the opposite of what Ferdinand says.
That's it. I've heard enough.
Gyokeres might be good. I've not seen his comments on Ekitike. However, did a little bit of digging. You know, I've got a bit of time on my hands. So I thought, I wonder what his thoughts were on Højlund and stuff. You know, as Højlund came into his debut season. Oh, he's all for that. Oh, wait till he gets going. Rasmus Højlund, you have arrived. These are tweets by Rio Ferdinand. But then we've got a guy who scored 100 goals in 2 seasons, 50 a season. He's not the guy. I watched him in the Champions League. He's not the guy. And you know what it is? It's this obsession of the unknown. Yeah. And that's all. That's what Ekitike probably is. It's like, I don't really know how good or shit he is, but Gyokeres doesn't do much for me for whatever reason. So I'll just go pay 80 million for him. Same with Sesko. Sesko's the exact same. Another unknown. Oh well, I don't really fancy like a known player. I want to put all my chips in on blackjack, and I want to pull 21. That's what this is. People's obsession is, I want to hit pontoon rather than maybe stick on a 17 and try and beat the casino that way. That's all this is. And look, I think from what I've seen, I do like Ekitike's feel for the game. Decent in the air, which is something we've not got. Højlund's the worst in the air in history. Link up, pretty good from Ekitike, and his layoff game's quite good. He's got 8 assists last year, which is nice numbers. I like to see that. 15 goals isn't too bad either. However, it's Bundesliga. He's 22. It's 80 mil. Are we just going to make the same mistake as Højlund? What do you think about this?
Yeah, so look, I didn't really know the fee. So yeah, I watched a little bit of this guy. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I watch Frankfurt's games. I do agree with you on some points, by the way. I think he has some decent link-up play. A few of the highlight reel were actually some with our boy Marmouche. Some nice, some nice little neat periods of play, and I can see why that worked really, because as we've discussed with City many times, Marmouche isn't a conventional striker. He also isn't a 10. And here's what's going to lead on to this point, and this is why this signing is a terrible move for United. He is not a number 9. He really isn't. And I can see this going the exact same way, eerily similar to Joshua Zirkzee.
Yeah.
His touch is similar. His running style, his awkward, gangly build, very similar. Now, we see when these players come from them leagues, he is one of the most, it stinks of, he's doing it in that league, this shit will not wash in the Prem. I don't think I've ever seen a more, look, I could be wrong, this is just my opinion. I don't think I've ever seen a more, this will not work in the Prem kind of player. Yeah. And looking at his highlights, yes, there is some good, you can see some like little nice flicks, but all of it is just like that awkward, gangly build. And it's like, that's not going to work in the Prem, man. It's like, it's a really shit defending. Like, you're looking at like a guy, I don't know his actual height. He looks tall. Is he 6+, I imagine?
I think he is,
Now, there's like a few highlight reels on YouTube where it's like, shit defenders getting too close to him, and like he's like flicking it around the side, and the idiots in the comments are going Henry-esque. It's like, oh my god. The thing is, go and watch Xerxes' highlight reel from when United signed him. It's very similar. And the thing is, United, if they do go and get him, I just think I couldn't back you more in what you were saying, Alex, on your previous points when you were talking about this obsession with the glamorous option. Which, by the way, it's just all based on age. And idiots in the comments that's going, oh, it's Henry-esque. Because they're that delusional, they think he could get to that level. Yeah. So, because they allow their mind to go there, even though they shouldn't, they go, oh, well, actually, we should go with him because we're already seeing Gyokeres and where he's at, and he's 27. And I'm just not happy with what he is. What, a proven goal scorer? Why? Am I the only one? Like that is what if United go and buy Gyokeres and he doesn't work out, it's like, well, to be fair, they bought a proven goal scorer. It just hasn't translated. It hasn't worked out. If you go and buy him for 80 million, by the way, he's got 15 goals, 8 assists in Bundesliga. Very awkward build, bit of a scruffy dribbler at times. If you go and buy him and it doesn't work out, I have zero sympathy, and I have even less sympathy for the idiot fans who are like going, "Oh, go and get him." No, what have you not watched United? How they've fucked up in previous years? They've gone and got Xerxes, who looks very similar. You know, this guy's getting 15 goals in Bundesliga, Alex. Well, what is he going to get in the Prem then? It's like, I was asking myself this question. I asked myself the dumbest question after I watched his highlight reel. I was like, is this guy going to get 20 goals in the Prem? He can't even get 20 goals in Bundesliga. No. Yeah. And by the way, bro, I just wanted to mention this to you. So, this lad is 23 in 3 days, actually. Happy B-Day if you're watching me. But on top of that, so his previous season, before this 15 goals, 8 assist season, he got 4 goals. Now, if you look at that, and you're going, right, he's had 1 year of like, yes, he's got 15 goals in Bundesliga. He's not like ripped it apart. It's a solid year, a good haul. I mean, the year before he got 4. He also didn't light it up at Paris, and they shipped off because they said he wasn't good enough. Now, is 1 year of a decent haul, is that what 80 million buys you?
Yeah, look, I echo your thoughts, and also a lot of those clips, it's a lot of space, it's a lot of Timo Werner getting stats in that league, a lot of Nkunku-esque stuff. Yeah, this is the thing you're looking at. If 50% of it translates, he's going to be around 7 or 8 goals, so it's exactly where we are with Højlund. It's madness. Yeah. You've got to go proven because of what you've just done. If by some miracle Ekitike turns into a 30-goal striker, we will have to live with that. People can go, well, you've scarred yourself with Højlund, but we have. That is the truth of it. Like you just said, how can United go and sanction this deal on another prayer that not only does it translate, it actually improves? We've done this. Yeah. You said 22, 23. It could be it. It very well could be it with Ekitike. Like, you know, again, it's this mad obsession of, oh, he's 27, you're already switched off from it. I'd rather, not even 3 years, I'd rather 2 years of a good striker, let's not even name names, than 10 years of shit. Look at Højlund. Yeah. Well, people would have said the same thing. Well, he's 20. Great. What strikers maybe play till the 31, 32 and then they start declining? Oh, yeah, but what if they're rubbish? What do you do if they're rubbish 2 years in, like Højlund? Then you're in an even worse situation. Then you've got to go and replace the 10-year project, which we're 2 years in with Højlund going, we've got to already replace him because he turned out rubbish. So what you're going to do is you're going to replace him with another guy who we're on a prayer with, that Ekitike is going to turn into an amazing striker. When did, and I know that the market's not amazing, I get that, but at what point did these big clubs, United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, whether they come 17th or whether they come first, at what point did we become the development school for massive money? When did this happen? Where it's like, we're going to still spend as much as anyone, but we're going to be like a university. You come and learn your flowers here. No. Van Nistelrooy, learn your flowers at PSV, and then we're going to poach him because we're fucking Man United. That's what we're going to do. And we might drop in a Forlan here and there for a bit of a gamble, or, the same thing there. It's like, Everton, you develop Rooney. Yeah, we'll have him when he's 18 and play with the tournament, the Euros. Yeah. Same with Saha. Yeah, come here, mate. Same with Tevez. Okay, like you have the... You know what? I said this to you last week, Christian, about the Garnacho shit. And I'm actually thinking, has Cristiano Ronaldo, has he become the thing that's killing us now, in the way of, we signed a 17-year-old winger from Sporting for 12 million. He became a Ballon d'Or winner in 5 years. How is that now crucifying us, where it's like they're applying this logic to every potential player in Europe that we buy? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, Alex, you must have known where I was going to go with it. I was literally going to go to that area and just say,
Right.
you mentioned a couple of names then, Wayne Rooney being one. Kylian Mbappe would be another one when he had that breakout season at Monaco. And we were all like, fuck me. Here's the difference, guys. If when you see Wayne Rooney break through and you see Mbappe, they're the anomaly, and you're like, right, no, they're ready to go now. That's why they spent that money, because they were ready to go then. Where the logic has been applied, well, the non-logic has been applied by other teams, and not just United, by the way. I'm not just getting at United. There is so many that are doing this right now. Arsenal are doing it. Look at them with Sesko. Now, what they're doing is they're going, oh, well, look, he could be good because he is getting to like double figures and he is young. And it's like, but is that it? Is that your research? Was that it? Is that your scouting done? I just don't understand it, Alex. For the life of me. You know, we mentioned the other day, mate, when we did the Gyokeres, and we said about Jamie Vardy, just because it's an unfashionable rise to stardom that he's had, and it's been a bit of a, I suppose it is a bit strange that he was playing at Coventry not so long ago. It was also a bit strange that Jamie Vardy was coming out saying, I'm going to go and play in Ibiza. But he did still become a great Premier League striker. And after that Leicester season, you know, he stayed with them, but Arsenal were in for him, all these other teams. Now, that made sense then, proven Premier League goal scorer, and it would have been a great signing for Arsenal at the time.
Yeah.
Now, why go away from it and you go into these players who do not make sense, and you just fucking your club up for years on end? Because like you say, these young lads, what they're doing is, because they're paying high fees, they're going, we'll give them a massive deal. So it's like 6-year contract, 5-6-year deals. Yeah. And then they're on high wages because you've paid high fees. And then it's like, oh shit, well, we've just realised Højlund's crap, so we're going to have to replace him. All right, we'll go and move on Ekitike. And it's like, right, well, we're going to have to pay a high fee. Oh shit, he's going to want high wages. If he turns out crap, you're then going to have two of them. And I'd say, to be fair, I'm not including Xerxes. I could really throw him in.
He was 40,
and then it's like, we're going to have to go again and do a fourth. And to be fair, the only reason why I'm not fully battering United for this one, because I think United and Amorim really do want Gyokeres. But Gyokeres, I think, has made a very silly move in... look, I understand he's aiming high. He's entitled to with his goal-scoring record. But he's said he wants Arsenal, and Arsenal seem to be all in on Sesko. So United are having to go elsewhere. We know the striker market is dry. So I think United get a little bit of a pass for once on this one, because I don't feel like they're left with much other options. I mean, I suppose unless you maybe went like a Watkins or something like that, which, by the way, I'd be more behind than I would be for an Ekitike, but that's just me.
You mentioned, I was going to bring Watkins up actually, because you spoke about the he was in the Championship argument with Gyokeres, and it's like, I bet you there's been more players that have done well in the Championship that's translated to the Prem in the last 10, 15 years. I can think of 3 straight away. I've got Maddison, who's a very, very solid number 10. I've got Watkins, who ironically some United fans are actually saying, let's get him instead of Gyokeres. 5 years ago, guess where Ollie Watkins was playing?
Yeah.
He was in the Championship. So,
exactly.
Jamie Vardy, obviously the classic one, and there's been other ones that have come up and done really well for themselves in the Prem.
For sure.
Compared to your 70 to 80 million buys, how many of them have we seen? It's constant. United, I mean, we've got a squad full of them. We can't even sell them. You know, maybe, but it's the new toy. It's the new unknown. It's, Sancho, it's Anthony. Let's get them in. Let's lock them into these big contracts. The thing is, we lock them into these big contracts and then pay other clubs to take them on loan.
Yeah,
and we do it continually. And now it's like, you know, if Gyokeres isn't great, fair. Like, okay, he filled his boots in the Portuguese league, didn't translate to the Prem. You were all right, fair enough. Yeah. I will be able to sleep easy knowing we went for Gyokeres over somebody else that's like an Ekitike or a Sesko, for example. But I don't know what United are going to do. There's no way we can afford 80 mil. So if that is what Frankfurt want, there's no way we can do that. Gyokeres, we thought, might be cheaper, and now Sporting want more money, which is probably fair because he has scored 50 goals. But if you look at Gyokeres' 39 goals, you were talking about how many of Ekitike's 15 will translate. If Gyokeres 50% of 39 is like 20, nearly 20 goals.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that going, if you're getting it in the right areas and in the box, Gyokeres is going to score. That's what my eyes are telling me. He's also filled his boots internationally. This is just another project. We're obsessed with it. What? Why are we? What is this? Are we a fucking sixth form? Oh God, come in and do your qualifications, and you'll graduate, and then fucking leave us. We'll pay you to go on loan somewhere else because you're not very good. Stop it.
The problem is, Alex, they're not paying him ENA money, are they? They're paying him 300 grand a week.
That's it. You're on top dollar. But I do think. I mean, I've said it to you about the academy with United, and I do think that the class of '92 is creating this situation around the academy players and shit academy players getting 100, 150, 200 games for the club before we go, actually, Lingard's not that good. Yeah, well, I could have told you after 2 appearances. Yeah. I also think now, and I've started to think this, obviously, with Rio banging the drum on all these young players and saying how great they all are, I actually do think people are applying the fact Ronaldo went from a 17-year-old flimsy, showboaty winger at Sporting to Ballon d'Or in 5 seasons as the metric. Are people forgetting how unique that is? But it's the same principle, though, Christian, of class of '92, 1 in a million, Ballon d'Or 5 seasons for a winger. I mean, what's that? That's got to be like 1 in a billion, really. I know him and Messi are in the same generation.
Alex, the thing is that there's a very easy way to work this out. Ronaldo is 1 in what's the world's population? 6 billion or something like that. It's 1 in 6 billion. We've never seen it before. We've never seen a guy come in who Ronaldo like, oh yeah, they've got a good player. And then he went on to do what he's done. We've never seen that before. Because, by the way, any Messi fans or anything like that, I'm not making that comparison. I'm saying Messi was naturally just gifted. He was gifted to be the best footballer we've ever seen. Ronaldo had to fucking graft, and I'm not shitting all over Messi here, but naturally Messi came in with better fundamentals and a better core ability. Ronaldo was very erratic, young wing, a bit all over the show, would fall over quite a lot. He worked on absolutely everything. His balancing, beating a man, his skills, his positioning, everything he worked on and got better.
Nobody saw.
When you are applying that metric, Alex, to any old player in Bundesliga that can cobble double figures, it's just a dangerous way to destroy your club, and a very quick way, by the way. It's like this with Arsenal. For the life of me, what I don't get, Alex, right? I know why Arteta's doing it. Because he's just buying himself more time. So I'm not really blaming it. Because he knows he can't win a Prem. So he's just going, oh, fuck it, I'll do another project player. It buys me even more time. Because if he gets 15 league goals next year, technically I can go, it's a good signing. Because he will become good. So I know why he's doing it. What I don't know is why Don Robbie sat on AFTV going, oh, it's the better option. Why? What are you lot doing? Oh, I know. We don't want to get Gyokeres. We'd want him. What?
Like I said, it's the obsession of the unknown, and that's all it is with these strikers and these players. They'd rather waste 100 million on a 20-year-old on a prayer that they might become decent than go for a proven. Look at Inter Milan. Their average age of their team's like 31, 32. Has the penny not dropped that they're doing this on a shoestring budget, signing players who are pretty good right now and getting them in, and they're good professionals? People laugh at Darmian and Mkhitaryan. I tell you what, Inter Milan have made 2 Champions League finals in, 3 years? They nearly beat fucking you for one of them. I know they got waxed in the last one by Paris. But you've got all these players. Oh, God, let's go and spend another fucking 75 million on a 21-year-old who, by the way, hasn't done much.
The thing is, Alex, as well, it's not bloody FIFA. You know where you like buy the young player and they're guaranteed to develop, so it's like you buy them as a 75 and then in 5 years they're an 89. That's not how the real world works, though. And I think some of these fans forget this. It's like, just because you're buying like this gold-rated player on FIFA, it don't mean you're getting it. It's FIFA. There's a big difference. Watch the core of these players. Like, Ekitike, I'm not getting it too much, but
he seems fine.
And it's not even his fault. Like, I don't blame him. Look, he's going to get his big move by the looks of it. For me, it's just the people scouting him and looking at this, and the fans, the everyday fans like me and you, Alex, who are backing these things. Like, I'm sick of these bullshit projects, and how annoyed I've been, Alex, that we've gone away from it. Finally, it looks like, listen, I know Turkey's a bit of a wild card, so that one could be thrown in that pile, I suppose. But at least we've gone and got Reinders, Aït-Nouri, solid players are coming in. You're guaranteed a certain level because they are quality footballers.
Yeah.
I'm sick of this
They're
bullshit
good
of
now.
let's go and get a Doku because he's played in Belgium and he might be all right. No.
Yeah.
We've
mate.
took Mahrez, who was one of the best wingers in the Prem.
Sometimes it's good to try and hit gold on a rough diamond that was 12 million. I mean, the irony is City did with Alvarez and sold him. But Fergie, like I said before earlier in the episode about Fergie is like, you lot go and develop my players for me. I will come when they're very good. So Van Nistelrooy, I guarantee Fergie would not be doing this. United would never be in this situation anyway. But let's hypothetically say United have no strikers, which theoretically we don't right now because they're all the ones we've got are so bad. Fergie would never go and put all his eggs in a 21-year-old, 22-year-old striker that might become good. He would go and get Gyokeres because he's looking at the pool of players and going, well, Van Nistelrooy was crushing it in the Dutch league. I'm still going getting him. Wayne Rooney was doing it for Everton, a bottom half of the table team. I'm still going getting him because they've developed him for me. I don't want to be wasting my time on a bit of a prayer that they're going to develop. Yeah. You lot can do that for me because we're Man United. We're going to big dick you and sign your best player. What we do is we sign Rasmus Højlund. Atalanta win the Europa League, didn't they, the season after? Oh, fucking cheers. He wasn't even our best player.
Yeah, Alex, there's just another thing on Ekitike, just to move it back to him, and I noticed one thing that I don't think you're going to be very happy with. Me and you, any new listeners, we don't really like the whole XG bollocks. Me and Alex both aligned in that. However, it's one of the things where you do look at this and it's alarming. So this guy has a very low goal conversion rate in comparison to XG. Now, that in summary is that he's very wasteful in front of goal with good chances.
Right. That's good.
Now, what does that sound like?
Well, to be honest...
It sounds like something you've already got. So, go and spend more money at it.
No, you know what? Højlund is such a unique level of shit. He doesn't even have a high XG.
Yeah, so, apologies. No, you actually...
I'm not saying it's good, but Højlund... Yeah. Højlund is actually, he gets 4 goals and his XG's 5. He's like a unique blend of rubbish.
Yeah, he's not wasteful. He's not wasteful. He's just extinct.
So if Ekitike, he just does nothing. So if Ekitike has got 15 and he should have 19, yes, it's not great. But look, we should not be replacing Højlund with another project. What is this club trying to do? And I don't know if it's the Twitter army there just going on he's the flavour of the month and stuff like that. What might he be in 10 years? Well, what might Højlund be in 8 years? Because right now he looks like he might be playing for fucking Auckland FC in the Club World Cup for semi-pro.
The thing is, Alex, as well, you made a great point, by the way, in terms of coming from the Bundesliga and scoring 15 goals. And it's like, so in terms of Ekitike, he's coming in and he's going, right, I know that the Prem is a significant jump. I scored 15 goals last year. Now, personally, from him and his team, they'd be going, listen, if you get 8 goals in the Prem, 5 assists, it's a fucking solid start. No, that's not his fault. Yeah. Because we're all going to hammer that. If he comes in and does that, all opposition fans are going to go, shit. When really, his team around him will be going, look, for the jump you've made from Bundesliga, that's a solid start, mate. Congrats. But this is the problem. This is the fucking teams that are doing this damage because they're valuing these players at silly amounts and ruining them.
Højlund cost 75 million. He got 10 goals, and everyone was saying that's a really solid start. He's not a solid start. I want him to get 20. I want him to get more than he. I want strides. But it's he got 9 in Serie A. And he got 10 in the Prem, but the Prem's harder than Serie A. So why are we buying him then?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you just said it there. Ekitike, he'll come in and get 11. Well, he got 15 in the Bundesliga, so that's acceptable. He's not fucking acceptable. I want him to be brilliant. We're paying him top dollar. You're going, let's spend top dollar. Let's put him in uni for fucking 3 years. See if he's good at the end of it. Stop it. We should be buying him after the master's degree. Rude. You're scoring 40 goals at PSV. Come on, mate. You come and win us the league. That's what we should be doing. you get the odd freaks, don't you, that come in and get a lot better. Like Henry, in fairness, Henry came in. He was still really good at Monaco. It's not like it wasn't a complete project, but he was like a left winger. Wenger put him up top and he was scoring 30. He got like a 30-goal season and 20 assists or something insane. Obviously, you have those players. You just mentioned, how often are they going to come in? Ekitike, look, you can watch it. You know he ain't going to get much better. This is it. So it's another 80 mil. We'll be doing this conversation, I guarantee. 2027, summer transfer window. Who do we replace Ekitike with?
I know, mate. Look, it's this bloody roundabout that we find ourselves in. And like I say, it's not just United. It seems to be everywhere. I know the striker market is weak, so I know, like, look, you've got to sign some players. I just think signing what look like average players from abroad for ridiculous fees isn't really the way to go about this. You know what I mean? Especially when there's a guy on the market that, like you say, if it goes wrong, if you buy Gyokeres, it's like, right,
and it's
a bit of a fuck up, but how could anyone have predicted that this guy now can't hit a barn door?
Yeah.
Like, it's a bit rough on us, but you could feel relatively sorry for yourself. Now, the contrary to that is if you go and get the Xerxes Pro Max and he does exactly what he says on the tin, no one's going to fucking care because they're going to go, well, we knew this anyway.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? It is funny, isn't it? Like when you look at it with, like, say, Ollie Watkins, and that's a name that people brand about, and it's the same people who are saying, "Well, why was Gyokeres at Coventry 2 years ago? Well, why was Watkins at Sheffield United?" And Watkins is 2 years older than Gyokeres. It's backwards. It's shiny new toy FC. That's all they want. If it's not Ekitike, next summer it'll be some other shit cunt. It'll go on. It'll just go on forever at this rate, because Rio Ferdinand's told me that Ekitike is going to get better every year till he dies. Ain't going to happen. I don't want Gyokeres.
Why is he still giving these opinions at this point?
Here's the thing, Christian. I don't want Gyokeres to improve. I just want Gyokeres to deliver 70% of what he's done for the last 2 years. I will be happy with that. You know, the difference is with these other guys, I want to bring him in and I want him to develop at the rate of a guy who is going to go down as one of the best players in history in Ronaldo.
And I want them to do something in their career that they've never done before.
Yeah.
That is literally what living on a prayer is. You are asking them to do something that they've never done before.
It's impossible.
So it's like, well, no one knows whether they can do it. They don't even know whether they're capable. Well, they probably do. Ekitike's probably sat there going, well, no, I know this is my level. But if someone's going to buy me and put me on 300 grand a week or 200 grand a week, I'll do it. But I tell you just one thing, Alex. I know you didn't watch it, mate, but I did. So, would you take Carlos Tevez back at this point? Because I'm not joking. 4 goals in 30 minutes. Is he? Dare I say it? Is he one of the top scorers at Old Trafford this season?
He scored more goals at Old Trafford this season than Højlund, Tevez.
Oh God! Oh mate, what is he? 41. Jesus wept.
You know, the joke is, I kind of wish Højlund was in that game to see if he could get one. With Paddy McGuinness in there, and Matt, you know, that's the thing. He'd be missing chances against Paddy McGuinness, and people would be on Twitter going, "He needs better service."
Alex, have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that little clip where the guy like shoots at the keeper and it hits him in the head, and then it rebounds off the bar, and then hits him on the head again, and then he hits it and hits him? That'd be Højlund trying to get it past McGuinness. It's just nothing can go right for the guy. Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, he wants to stay and prove himself. So does Onana. Brilliant.
Who, Paddy McGuinness?
He'd be a fucking improvement on Onana, wouldn't he?
He will be, to be fair.
Good God. So, yeah, look. Another week. Another 22-year-old project for 80 mil. Rumoured. Let's hope it stays a rumour. Let's hope this club doesn't really get giddy and do it all over again. Look, I'm not budging on signing Gyokeres. That's what I would do. Can it go wrong? Yes. Will I sleep easy at night if it does? I won't be happy, but I'll at least look back. I'll look back at this conversation we're having now, and I will still have the same opinion. If Ekitike goes on to be a 30-goal season striker, I'll look stupid. But this is the right thing to do: is avoid Ekitike, avoid Delap, avoid Sesko, and go for Gyokeres. That's what you should do. It'll be interesting to see what it turns out like. I was just going to say it'll be interesting to see, looking back in a year's time, where these players are and how they're doing.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I was just going to say, just on what you made a point on there, Alex. I don't think we will look stupid if he goes on to, ridiculous levels and he is the anomaly. Then I will literally just come back with that. I'll say yes, he is the anomaly, but we are backed up by a million examples of this method that clubs are currently using and going by does not work and it's not sustainable. And ultimately, you're going to have more losses than you will have wins in the market. And when you're talking about fees of 80 to 100 million, they're not punts anymore. It's season defining moments. And it's like, well, no, it's generation defining moments, because if you get two 90 million signings wrong, you might not be able to fix that for 6 years.
Yeah. You're so right.
It's shaping the club, and that's why they're devastating when they're going wrong.
Well, look at us, 15th. It's just it's on the back of decision making like this. Yeah, I hope it's just Twitter getting a bit giddy on the new toy, but not actually the club considering it. But
that's it, man.
Yeah, hit us up in the comments. What do you think? I know a few of our listeners do think that Gyokeres isn't the guy. I don't know whether you think Ekitike is. But yeah, let us know what you think. I'm not saying I'm definitely right. I'm just saying what I would do.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm completely scarred by Rasmus Højlund, but who can blame me? The guy scores less goals than defenders. So here we are. Let's see how it unravels. I'm sure there'll be another name next week that we'll be doing the same episode of. But this is what it's like with Man United. Okay, thanks a lot, Christian.
Cheers,
we'll catch you on the next one. Laters.